Hey folks, this is Kelani. With the two new zones in patch 8.2 having so much content you can sink your teeth into every single day, it can be pretty easy to get a little overwhelmed. I found myself spending way more time than I had originally planned in both Nazjatar and Mechagon some days because something else always keeps popping up. Whether that's another chest spawning or another rare appearing on the map, it seems like I'm always moving and there's always something else to do. Part of that is definitely how the zones are set up and how grindy they both are in general. There is always something to do if you want to spend all day in either zone, but part of it is probably down to me being a little inefficient in how I'm approaching the zones too. Or at least it used to be. I've picked up a few amazing add-ons which help tremendously with both Nazjatar and Mechagon to keep me on track with what I want to accomplish, and they also make most of the activities just take way less time in general. So let's have a look at some of these must-have add-ons for patch 8.2. This first one should be in everyone's add-on list, especially for this patch. Rare Scanner will make your life so much easier in both Nazjatar and Mechagon, because let's be honest, rares are the lifeblood of both new zones in 8.2. Over in Nazjatar you'll get Reputation, special summoning items, the highly coveted Mana Pearls currency, a handful of Azurite and even a chance to get some super valuable quest items that reward a crazy amount of rep and bodyguard experience. They could also drop toys, pets and mounts, the usual rare stuff, so no matter what you're looking for down in Nazjatar, you're going to want to kill any rares you come across. The same goes for Mechagon, except you also get a few extra goodies for the zone's tinkering system. Rares are one of the best ways to collect the rarer crafting materials, so they're always going to be worth getting a tag for. They're also tied to a crazy number of achievements in Mechagon, so one more reason to take them down. Rare Scanner will help you with your rare hunting adventures by doing exactly what the name suggests. It will scan for rares. If a rare is within range of the add-on, which is quite a bit further than you yourself can see on the map, or even target a creature, it will let you know that the rare is up and even give you a list of items it can drop. Just head on over to the rare spawn location and get a tag before they die. Easy peasy. And if you don't know where a specific rare is located, you can also open your map to give it a quick look-see. Every known rare in each zone is marked clearly on the map, so you'll know exactly where to go to get your precious loot. There's also some really useful info on the map and rare icons too. You can hover over each rare to see their loot once again, but you can also see the last time that rare was logged, either from yourself personally or from people in your social circles in-game like friends or guild roster. There's also info pertaining to any achievements to special requirements to killing a rare, so you shouldn't have to visit any external sites if you have any questions about specific rares or how to handle them. All of this info together gives you a really good list of what rares you haven't seen, which ones you haven't killed at all, which ones you haven't killed today, and if you're camping specific spawns, you can even see when they were last up and killed, with most rares in the new zones having a 40 to 60 minute respawn timer. From what I've heard, you can semi-accurately predict when the rare will pop up again. At least you can kind of figure out when its window will be. So if you want to farm rares across multiple alts, this add-on can help you line up the timings properly for the things like the Rust Feather mount. It doesn't just track rares either, it can tell you when a chest is nearby too. That's very handy for Mechagon especially because it typically finds the chests before you yourself can see them, so it lets you know to check the map. It also marks chests on your map that other players have found, so if you see a chest pop up that was looted a few seconds ago on the other side of the map, chances are pretty high that it will still be there if you get over to that location quickly. I think with such a huge focus being on the rares in the new zones, the Rare Scanner add-on is invaluable. I've also seen some players using the Rare Announcer add-on again. While this one isn't quite as impactful as the Rare Scanner add-on in my opinion, a few players having the Announcer add-on is also a really nice addition to any server or shard's community efforts. The add-on will announce in general chat when rares are spotted, giving some coordinates where you can find them, and a health percentage as well, so you can see exactly where you need to go on the map to get in on the action, and whether or not you would actually have time to get there depending on the health percentage. If someone in your general chat has the add-on, then it's not a huge deal to pick it up yourself, but if you want to help out your community and get an extra add-on, then the Rare Announcer is a good little extra. As a quick note, I couldn't find an updated version of this add-on on Curse, but the author has posted an update on GitHub. It only works for Mechagon right now, and you will have to manually install it, but if you're happy jumping through those hoops, then you can have an updated add-on. With so many rares to kill and so many other bits and bobs showing up from pretty much everywhere else in the new zones, you're going to want an add-on that makes it easy to get rid of your vendor trash. There are quite a few add-ons that will help you do this. Scrap, sell junk. I know LVI has one built in, and I'm pretty sure most bag organization or bag changing add-ons will have this functionality somewhere too. Just being able to press one button and say goodbye to all of that vendor trash is so efficient. It saves so much time. Right-clicking to sell items individually is just slowing you down from getting back out there and hunting down your next handful of rares. So do yourself a favour, especially with these new zones, and get something, anything, any add-on to sell all that junk. With Mechagon introducing so many crafting materials, with Nazjatar having so many little weird items you can use to summon rares or guardians or shells to ride on, and with both zones having a crazy amount of vendor trash dropping from absolutely every activity, your bag space is going to run out very quickly. I don't think I've seen this much vendor trash in a single patch in an incredibly long time. Not that I'm complaining, mind you, vendor trash is just free gold. I might actually be able to keep up with mythic raiding repair bills now, but without an add-on to speed it all up, it's just a time sink. Now, another add-on that could speed up another semi-annoying activity in the 8.2 zones is Rematch. This is a pet battle add-on. Yes, we're going there, Pokemon, haha, etc, etc. I get it, but with pet battles being so lucrative in both Nazjatar and Mechagon, I figure most of us should actually give it an honest try. The rep gains are insane, especially for the Unshackled and the Ankoan, and you gain access to another world quest every day, and this might shock you a little bit, but you might actually have a bit of fun with it. I know, imagine that. But I think the key with pet battles right now, especially if you don't want to do them, is to win as easily and efficiently as possible without having to put any time into it. That might be blasphemous to anyone who actually enjoys pet battles, but for those of us who just want to use it as a means to an end, it works out quite nicely. Now, Rematch does a bunch of different things. I've barely scratched the surface of this add-on, but the main thing that I'm interested in is the ability to save and load teams for specific battles and encounters. You also don't have to do any of the real legwork here, providing you have the appropriate pets, which, by the way, are super easy to get for the most part for Nazjatar and Mechagon. I know I've said this before in other videos, but you don't have to farm and collect every pet in the game to get these world quests done. You literally only need 3 or 4. Heck, 2 of these pets will get you through 80% of the battles in 8.2, so it's really easy to get set up to succeed. But what you are going to need are the rematch strings for each battle in Nazjatar and Mechagon. These can be found in a few places. I use Wowhead. Just find the legendary pet's name, click on rematch string and import it. I'll give you a link in the description below for the appropriate page where you can view all of the pets for Mechagon and Nazjatar. There are a few different ones which use different teams of pets, so just grab the rematch string which uses the pets you have. Obviously trying to use a team which you don't have is not going to work at all. That string will set up the team with the appropriate abilities, so you don't even have to do that, and it will also give you notes which direct you to an easy victory. It will tell you exactly which abilities to use in which order, so all you have to do is follow along. It's that easy, and you can find rematch strings for every encounter in the 2 new zones right now, so none of these pet battles should give you a headache if you decide to try this out. If you really get into pet battles, this add-on can do so much more for you, but it's perfect for setting up teams that are guaranteed to win for you, so you don't have to put in any effort or thought into a feature you might not actually be interested in, but you also don't get left behind in rep and everything else for ignoring the pet battles entirely. It just makes it so easy, really does. Now, if you want to hop into pet battles, but you really just don't want to do any of the leveling or the capturing or any of it, there is a shortcut that you might not be aware of. To use this shortcut, there are a few requirements. You will need a garrison at level 3 from Warlords of Draenor, and you'll need to have started the pet battle quest lines. That's in most major cities. You learn pet battling, you do a few pet battles, and eventually capture a pet. That's it. It takes like 5 minutes. 10 tops. Then you pop on over to your garrison. Remember, it needs to be level 3 at least. That's the only real requirement here. And then you go to the pet menagerie. There should be a quest there called Unearthed Magic. Pick up the quest, head on over to the mine, pick up the stone, and hand that quest back in. That quest will give you a pet battle stone that instantly levels a pet to 25. This is super important because you can't learn pets, even if you buy them off the auction house, that are a higher level than you yourself have made. So being able to instantly skip to level 25 on a single pet opens up the opportunity to simply buy any other pets you might need or get them traded from a friend or guildie. Not all pets can be bought or traded, so you will still have to do a little bit of legwork here and there, but the garrison quest for a level 25 pet battlestone is repeatable on any and all alts you have a level 3 garrison on. Just do the quest and send the battlestones over to your main. No leveling required whatsoever. Pet battles might seem like a headache or a distraction, but if they remain valuable in future content, then getting it set up right now might not be such a bad idea. If the rematch add-on stays updated and the wonderful chaps who actually know about the pet battle system keep giving us strings to import, then pet battles can be an easy way to get ahead or just keep up with content in the future. All you would have to do is follow along with the add-on. And then the last one I have for you isn't really an add-on per se, it's actually a weak aura, so you'll need the weak auras to add on to get this one to work, but it's super efficient, and maybe one of the most time efficient add-ons I can think of right now. This is to do with Murl's wares. Hopefully you know who this little chap is by now, but he's the little Murloc in the corner who offers up some really bizarre stuff, and while it might be strange, it's also typically quite useful. You can get items which give you mana pearls, rep items, bodyguard experience items, Azurite, you name it. There's even a mount on this vendor. The only problem is that it's a trading game. If you went through the effort to get the Hive Mind mount, you know the kind of game I'm talking about. Buy 100 of one item, trade it for 20 of another, trade that for 8 of another, and then trade those down to 2 of the item you actually need. Except it's not the same vendor. You have to go back and forth between several vendors. You can do the math pretty easily if you really want to, working from Murl all the way back to the white items you can purchase for gold, or you can just get this weak aura. With the weak aura, talk to Murl, then talk to every Murloc vendor as well. If the weak aura says an item wasn't scanned, just talk to that vendor again. Then it's going to do all the math for you and automatically purchase the correct items. All you have to do is follow along with the list. Keep visiting the correct Murlocs, wash the dirty Murloc socks when you need to, and boom, you're done. Instead of sitting there going through all the different items, adding everything up you need and then buying everything excruciatingly slowly, the weak aura does it all for you. I went from not really caring about most of these items to wanting to get them done no matter how small the reward is, because it doesn't take any time at all anymore. One visit to the vendors, then buying all the items, and then turning it in for the daily item from Murl. Everything probably takes a few minutes and you're done. It's so incredibly efficient that I just had to share this one, even if it's not really a standalone add-on. As a quick note, if you're playing around with Murl's wares, you should also pick up the benthic cloak that allows you to see the extra stuff they have to offer. Sometimes it's amazing, sometimes it's more of the same, but either way you need the cloak to see it all. Just buy cloak benthic tokens and open them up until you get the cloak that says you get to see more Murloc wares, and then be sure you don't disenchant or vendor it. Keep it close so you can swap your cloaks whenever you want to do Murl's trading game, and then you can get even more value out of this weak aura. And that's all of my must-have add-ons for patch 8.2 so far. Is there any add-on or even a weak aura that you're using that you just have to share? Is there anything in this list that you're going to pick up right away? Leave all your thoughts in the comment section below. A big thank you to all of our supporters over on Patreon. You can see their names floating by on screen. If you want to join these lovely guys and gals, you can find a link in the description below. Remember to leave a like just below the video before you leave. If you want to see more, make sure to subscribe. But apart from that, thanks for watching folks, good luck and have fun, and as always I will see you next time.